What's up, everybody? Happy HyperForce Wednesday. Let's get going on the episode we just had last night. It featured the one and only Mr. Jason David Frank reprising his role as Tommy Oliver. In the preview image that we kind of got, it had the green and white helmets on it, so I wasn't really sure where they were going to go with it. It could have been Zeo, maybe they were on a mission. It could have been Turbo, but no, we got Dr. Tommy Oliver. We got the Dino Thunder timeline. Whoa, I was very, very excited for that. I was very, very excited because I like Dino Thunder. And I love Dino Thunder. I love Dino Thunder, and I'm really glad that that was the timeline that we visited. We had guest appearances by, and I mean, like, Malika played the characters. They weren't really there. Mr. Anton Mercer / Megagog, which was a pivotal part of the episode, finding him before the Alliance does. We had an old school Alliance. They took over TV airwaves and gave a threat. It's been a while since we've seen that. At least I think it's been a little while since we've seen them just directly like, raw Rangers, I'm gonna get you. Well, the Rangers were off helping Santa. It had actually been 3 weeks on the Time Force ship, which was enough time for Jack to really worry where they were, go out to look for them. He visited Jen in the Time Force, or rather their own normal timeline, to find that the Time Force officers and Rangers have been being picked off one by one from a mysterious... Okay, it's the Alliance. The Rangers aren't fighting alone, though. No. His Brachiomorpher is recharged, and Dr. O is back in his spandex, at least for this episode. The Rangers and Dr. O teleport to the cave. Mercer is in there, but he's in one of the hidden rooms. There are a lot of hidden rooms and areas for him to hide at. So he's in there, hiding from a bunch of, well, basically anybody that's trying to get them. They hear a noise, they think it's him, but oh no, it's Haley. Haley, yay, from the Cyber Cafe. The one who has been helping Dr. O is there, but she's a little crazy. See, a gas had been going out, or a fog, mist, whichever, and is making people kind of go nuts and psycho all over the city. She had been hit with it, and is just very, very angry and tearing into things. Tommy gets her to calm back down, and they help the Rangers when the Alliance leader goes on TV and calls out Mr. Anton Mercer. But not him necessarily, Megagog. That's who they want. Rangers go out to try to stop him, where Eddie and Vesper both get hit with the gas, which thankfully doesn't last too long. They've had a lot of attention lately, so I'm kind of glad that it didn't last too long where they were being all evil again. They slapped some sense into them, and they were okay. But the main thing is that perfume pony is where the gas comes from. It's a perfume. Lots of equestrian jokes, lots of stable and hay jokes, but they end up defeating him after Tommy, of course, had a really, really terrible roll and just missed his attack awfully. But they do defeat the pony monster. He becomes big. So Marv, Vesper, and Tommy get into the Zord while Chloe, Jack, and Eddie all sit and they stay on the ground. They're trying to help protect any and all citizens that are in the way, because the citizens are still with the hate stuff, and so they're just trying to keep everyone for their own good, nice and safe, which means they just freeze them and they toss them into the pocket dimension, because I mean, even the dogs were mad at them. Come on, they had to help the dogs, help the doggies a little bit. Megazord, Tommy gets his old Megazord back for a little bit. They basically defeat the pony monster. The other three that were on the ground, after they just take all the civilians and they put them in the pocket dimension, they get their HyperForce Zords out. All the HyperForce Zords are fighting with Tommy's Zords. You know that perfume pony doesn't stand a chance. It's gone. But that only leads us to about 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock my time. It normally ends at 11 p.m. my time. So at this point I'm going, wait, what? Still some threads to be wrapped up, and that is, oh wait, where's Anton Mercer still? He was hiding, but they get a call from him, but as he's talking, Megagog takes over. So they go to rescue him, but when they go to find them, they find that Megagog is actually super, super hurt. Well, I guess he's super hurt and he's bleeding. He turns into Mercer again. Thankfully, Tommy still had enough energy left, because Eddie still has that healing card that he can use, but it takes 6 energy. All the Rangers are down only 1 energy, except for Tommy. Thankfully, he had 7, and he used 6 of those energies to heal up Anton Mercer. Which comes if I makes him go, well, wait a second, you're okay, but what, you know, well, it wasn't okay. I mean, he was laying on the ground dying, but Alliance leader not there. What's going on? Well, coming to find out, Meghan didn't really want to work for the Alliance. He also wants to, you know, wipe out all humans and make Utopia for dinosaurs. But that plan didn't line up with the Alliance's plans, and so he said, no, I'm not joining you. I want to destroy the Rangers, but on my own terms. You gotta, you know, guy with morals. That brings us to the big bombshell, though. The big bombshell of the show is the Alliance want to bring back Zordon. Maybe I should have had that more. The Alliance want to bring back Zordon. Well, hey, at least in the show, plot continuity and whatnot, Zordon's still dead. So, they wanted to recruit Meghan so they could bring back Zordon. See, Meghan, Tommy, bring back all of the dinosaurs. They want to bring back something probably older than dinosaurs. Maybe. Depending on what time lore you would think of. Zordon is very, very old. But the thing is, we don't know what they want from Zordon, other than just bringing him back. You would think he has a crap ton of power, and so they would like to harness that in some way. But we really don't know. And that is where we left. Tommy bidding adieu, the Time Force Rangers moving on to their next adventure. Very, Doctor Who-y, I guess. They got the companion for the episode. They dropped them off, and now they're on their happy way to continue fighting the Alliance. That was kind of the episode in a nutshell. My thoughts specifically on the guest. As always, I gotta talk about the guest. The guest this time, it was JDF. I was very optimistic and very hopeful that this would be a good episode, and I definitely came through. It was a very enjoyable episode. The ratings, for the first episode of HyperForce, it was about 7,000 people. But usually about 7,000 people were online for episode 1. Now, after that, the average episode has been about 1,700 people. I don't really write them down, but I look every episode, I try to gauge it, and it's usually about 1,700. One point, it was 3,200 people. That's definitely a boost. By the end, it had over 4,500 people. It went from 3,200 to 4,300, 4,500 people. Usually they get 1,700. Usually they maybe give away one of the things for 30 subs. They gave away 3 things. The JDF effect. It really is. He's popular. He has a lot of fans, and a lot of fans that will just watch whatever he does. And that brought them into HyperForce. And if you were one of those guys, if you were someone who just watched it for the first time, just because Jason David Frank was on it, I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did enjoy it, please come back. Please come back and watch some more episodes of HyperForce. Join us in the chat. It's a lot of fun. And yes, you get to use your imagination whenever you get to watch it. I didn't get to watch much of the fireside chat afterwards, but from what I did get to watch, JDF did say they asked me what his favorite part of the episode was. His favorite part of yesterday, was, and he said actually more than anything, it was whenever all the Rangers were back in the lab, and he said, you know, he's picturing where everything was in the lab. It was kind of like his home sweet home, and he said he's having these fun interactions with the Rangers in a lab and a ship, and it was just really cool to have just the feeling of everybody back together. That's kind of cool to have. Any other notes that I have? Let's see. He was definitely always very happy to explain what he was doing and to jump in the fight. One other thing, the putties that they fought, I should say this, the foot soldiers that they fought putties, which is very strange because they're in the Dino Thunder timeline fighting a pony, and the putties they were fighting were from the 1993 show. So, the Alliance leader's already been in Angel Grove 1993. I think he's maybe starting to pick up some more things from where he left off. Or maybe she. I mean, I'm assuming the Alliance leader is male. I think so. As usual, I didn't drink much coffee. To the mug, though. What? Ernie's. The show wrapped up, leaving more questions, maybe, than we had when we started it. But I am so happy that they got JDF to do it. From what he said, he found out this was happening and found out with Paulie and everyone that was being Rangers. He wanted to get involved in it. He also gave us a really cool thing on his Instagram page. There is a Power Rangers Bible. Now, most shows all have show Bibles. He alleges he has 3 of them. But it is basically a complete rundown of the show, of the series, of each episode, characters. It is a very, very thick thing of everything you would want to know Power Rangers. Oh my god, please make it. I need it. Although, to keep in mind, the Power Ranger visual history book is also coming out later today. Or not later today, later this year. Yeah, because it's 2018. Just follow me on social medias and I'll tell when all that other stuff's coming out. I'm just going to wrap it up at this, guys. Before I ramble any further, if you want to talk more about this or anything else, feel free to follow me on my social medias. All the links are below. Please check them out. HyperRPG or twitch.tv/HyperRPG. Yeah, this is where the brain's going. I'm just going to end it. Thank you so much for watching, guys. My name is Ranger Liz, and I will see you at the next video.